Coming into this season, there are two defensive tackles in the NFL that are a lot different than the rest of the group. Vita Vea and Dexter Lawrence are two guys that most offensive linemen will tell you are very, very hard to block because they're so strong, they're so physical, they play with great leverage, but at the same time, those guys move really, really well. They're not pass rushers. They're a lot more based off of power and being run defenders, and it's just different, and Devontae Sweat's going to be the next guy in that category. Sweat's quick, he's fast, he's explosive, he's strong as hell, and he's massive. And he's hard to block, and he's already flashing on tape as a rookie, and today we're going to talk about what this guy has shown on tape that has really impressed me. Now, he had a monster game against the Dolphins, and we'll really focus in on that game against the Dolphins because he had like 12 actually impactful plays. But just take this play right here as an example of some of what you'll see out of a guy like Sweat. So on this play here, the center and left guard have to exchange Sweat, right? Essentially, the center needs to make sure the left guard is able to get in front of Sweat and ultimately seal him off. This play is going to be an outside zone to the right, and what that means is if the edge gets set super hard, the running back could theoretically cut it underneath, but that's only if Sweat ends up getting hooked off, and on this play here, you're going to see he's not going to end up getting hooked off. Now, he's going to do a great job jumping the left A-gap of the center, and he's going to chase this down the line of scrimmage. He does a really, really good job, and he ends up making this play for a gain of about 2 yards. This right here is impressive because this Miami Dolphins scheme is very hard to stop. And with a guy like Sweat, he's not supposed to be built to be able to stop this, right? He's not supposed to be able to move down the line of scrimmage the way he does with the quickness. But this guy's looked very, very good this season. And to be honest, he's been one of the most impressive rookies in my opinion. And I'm excited to see what this guy can continue to develop into because although it's not perfect right now, there's a lot of upside with this guy. Run defender, pass rusher. He has a really, really nasty club move, and you see it on this play here. I mean, look at the physicality of this club move. I mean, 65 here is, 300 pounds in his own right. And you're going to see this guy just straight up club him. Bam! And you're going to see 65 get off balance. That's just one motion right there. And this is the unique thing with Devontae Sweat, that he's so big and he's so strong, but he has quick feet and he has good hands and he has a little bit of pass rush technique. And sure, he'll have to continue to develop that aspect of it, but there's a lot of upside with this guy. Right, there's so many plays where this guy's able to win and just get after it. And a lot of them definitely do come in the run game, as you'll see on this one here, but it's just quick, man. This right here is absolutely incredible. 364 pounds is what this guy's listed at. I don't think there's that many people that weigh more than that, to be honest with you guys. But just look at the quickness here. He's going to be able to jump the left A gap. He's going to get right into the backfield. And he essentially disrupts this play because there's two guys. Again, center, left guard have to exchange on the nose tackle here. But he jumps towards the left and you'll see both the center and left guard end up blocking no one. And essentially that frees up the linebackers. That frees up the backside safety. These guys blow this play up. And there's a ton of plays like this with a guy like Sweat. There's a ton of plays where this guy's just beating people. This one probably should have been a hold. It wasn't called. But again, you see that he's going to end up beating the right guard. The right guard has a down block. There's the power run. So the right guard's job is very, very easy. And majority of the time, you're able to down block and just kind of hold the block. The run is supposed to be towards the left. But obviously the theme with this play is the down block's mostly easy on defensive linemen that are not 364 pounds. Right? Guys that are not very strong. So to me, that's a great job right there. Maybe it wasn't a pull. He may have just ran into the tight end. But again, it's a winning rep by Sweat. He does a good job being able to beat this offensive lineman. He's not technically supposed to get to the right side of number 74 here. The one responsibility 74 has is to hold off Sweat, right? Essentially keep him to the left side here. And you see Sweat just kind of get right past that. So that's a really, really good job right there by Sweat. Again, this one only picks up about 2.5 yards. You got another one here, 3rd and 3. The Dolphins are going to design a quarterback run. It's really a power towards the right with the quarterback. But once again, right, it's just a bunch of down blocks by the offensive lineman. Easy stuff, right, for offensive linemen. I know it's not easy to block a guy like Sweat, but when you have this type of angle, there's no reason why this guy should be getting over the top. There's no reason. And again, Sweat does a really, really good job being able to jump past that. Again, he's quick. And the thing with this play here specifically is you're going to actually get a linebacker that's essentially going to go unblocked, and that linebacker makes the play. So as Sweat here jumps towards the right, 73 and 74 end up double teaming Sweat. So you essentially get two guys on Sweat, and that's going to free up some of the linebackers. And you'll see on this one here, the linebacker ends up coming downhill, and the linebacker's going to make the play. So you get a stop on 3rd and 3, and a part of that is just because Sweat is doing his job as a run defender. This right here may have been the best play of the game that Sweat ultimately made. He's going to do a great job generating space between him and the left guard here. And he's going to keep the left guard off of him. He's going to really bench press this guy. And he's going to blow this one up for a loss of 4 yards. Just a really, really good job once again by Sweat. Look at him get the left hand here in the number 65. And look at him create that separation. He has 65 going backwards on this play. If you guys look closely, 65 is essentially going to be going backwards. He's going to get bench pressed. And he gets pretty much dominated at the point of attack. And this is just a great job by Sweat to be able to get over the top. And you got Devon Achane back there. It's a 4-3 running back there. And this guy's going to just straight up blow it up. Just a beautiful job. You got another absolutely dominant rep going up against the left guard here. Watch him once again just straight up get right underneath this guy and just straight up control him. To me, that's absolutely incredible right there. You just see that power. You see that physicality. You see the leverage. 3rd and 4 here. And the Miami Dolphins are obviously trying to pick up a couple yards to make it 4th and short. And imagine losing 2 yards on a play that you're trying to pick up the 4th down on. Right? And it's because of the fact that this guy has great leverage. He's strong. He's long. And he just knows how to play with it. I am confident when I say this. T'Vondre Sweat's going to end up becoming a top 5 defensive tackle in the NFL. And he's going to have that Vita Vea, Dexter Lawrence type of impact because he's so strong. He's so physical. If this guy wants to be great, and from what I'm hearing, everything about this guy, he puts the work and effort in, he's going to be able to get there. There's just so much upside with this guy. And of course, the one thing he'll have to continue to develop is going to be his pass rush. It's not terrible, right? It's not like he's the worst pass rusher in the NFL. Plus, a lot of his pass rush will also end up being power-based. But if he can just, really fine-tune a club move, or if he can really fine-tune a swim move potentially. If he's able to just fine-tune one move, I think this guy's going to become an absolute superstar. And I do want to look at a couple other snaps from a couple other games from past weeks as well, because this guy has been pretty much dominant this entire year when it comes to run defending. All right, this guy's been bowling people. He's been tossing people. This one's 1st and 6 from the 6-yard line. And look at him absolutely toss this guy. Just a really, really good job to be able to beat this center. You got another one here. This one's going to be 2nd and 4. Once again, he's going to just get physical with a really, really good left guard. Some people think Elkin Jennings, number 74 here of the Green Bay Packers, is probably one of the top 2 or 3 guards in the NFL. And I kind of agree with that. The guy's a very, very good offensive lineman. And you see Sweat just do a phenomenal job being able to get his hands right into this guy and bench pressing him. The one thing I really like with the Titans bringing in a guy like Sweat is this guy's gonna demand double teams. And what that means is arguably a guy that's already a top 5 defensive tackle in Jeffrey Simmons. It means he's going to go one-on-one a lot this year, right? He's going to get a lot of these one-on-one opportunities. And again, that's because of the fact that if you don't double team Sweat, you're not going to generate movement. There's not a lot of people that can move a guy like Sweat in a true one-on-one situation, right? You'll oftentimes have to double team this guy, and even then he makes it very difficult. You look at this play here, you're going to double team Sweat. One of those guys needs to get up to number 56. So even if Simmons doesn't blow this entire play up, 56 essentially is able to get into the gap, right? Because of the fact that Sweat holds his block so long that the center is not able to release fast enough, and the center is not going to be able to get to 56 quick enough. So 56 ends up beating the center here and getting into his gap, and that's because of the fact that T'Vondre Sweat is such a hard player to move. He's such a hard player to block. And again, this is what's been happening over the course of this season when it comes to his run defense specifically. Now, again, he isn't terrible when it comes to pass rushing as well. A lot of what he does is he sets guys up with power, right? So he'll come in with the power move. He'll come in on the second snap with the power move. And then on the third snap, he'll do one of these right here, right? And it works, right? You got to set it up as a pass rusher, right? You got to set up guys. And, he doesn't have crazy quickness off the ball when it comes to pass rushing, but he does have good footwork and he does have good hands, right? He can swim a little bit. He can obviously utilize a club move, and a lot of it's going to be power, right? So you see even on this one here, he's going to go right through a guy in Tevin Jenkins who's very, very good. Just straight up bull rushes him and just kind of almost bullies him right there. I mean, that's a really, really nice job right there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. We are covering the Titans this year on this channel. We will be doing more Titans content over the course of this season. We are going to check in on J.C. Latham. He looked really, really good on tape. I watched pretty much every single one of his snaps this season. I think this past week was easily his best game of the season. And I do understand that the Tennessee Titans may not be exactly where they want to be right now, right? Like, as Tennessee Titans fans, you guys may not be exactly where you want to be, but the one good thing the Titans have going for themselves is they've done a really good job building the trenches. You got a really good defensive tackle in Simmons. You got another great defensive tackle in Sweat. You got guys like Arden Key and Harold Landry. On the offensive line, you got Peter Skronsky, J.C. Latham. I know the right tackle position hasn't really worked out, but there's some good offensive linemen and defensive linemen the Titans have, and I think as Will Levis continues to get more experience, as he continues playing over the next couple of weeks, and he's going to just get better and better with that experience, I think the Titans are in a really, really good spot. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, consider subscribing, and I will see you guys next time with another video.